the sound of your step, reminding me of the snow that winter before I left for good.
This is Tigger Salam for Tidy Magazine, and I'm sitting here with Maklit Hadero at Le Poisson Rouge, right after her show. How you doing?
I'm good.
Maklit Hadero, what does that mean?
Well, Hadero is from Kambata, and it means milk. And Maklit, I mean, I've heard so many different things. People tell me all the time. But I had a friend in college who had a Amarinya Ge'ez dictionary. And he looked it up. He looked up the meaning in Ge'ez. And in Ge'ez it said, one who knows the balance of things. And I like that because that's deep.
So you lived in San Francisco now for 6 years. Where did you live before?
I mean, I've been on a little bit of a roller coaster ride through the U.S. and through the world. All right, I was living in Seattle before then, and before that, New Haven, Connecticut, and before that, Gainesville, Florida. I was in Miami and London briefly, and Jacksonville, Florida. I spent my childhood years in Brooklyn, and before that, Iowa, D.C., Dusseldorf, and Addis. I was born in Addis Ababa, and I left Ethiopia when I was a year and a half.
Yeah. Are you thinking about doing a show in Ethiopia?
Oh, I am doing a show in Ethiopia. I'll be in Ethiopia in December. I'm on the yearly plan.
Nice.
I'm on the yearly plan for visiting.
Great.
And I will be playing as a part of kind of the burgeoning Afro Roots Festival that's going on with some organizers out there. And that will be kind of mid to late December of 2010.
I caught you singing Ethiopian in Amharic, and you don't speak Amharic, but you sing beautiful in Amharic. How is that? I mean, how does that feel?
Well, you know, it was really important to me to have a song in Amharic on this album, and I felt like, you know, it was just such a wonderful way to be able to like kind of round out who I am, but then also to be able to really learn, because Ethiopian music is so rich, and I want to continue to learn from that tradition and that music. And I have a whole list of songs that I'm planning to kind of incorporate. But you know, I'll always do it in my own kind of style, and it'll never be quite like it was on the classics. And it will never be the majority of my set either, because I really, there's something about singing the songs that you write that is so just powerful, to be able to communicate such a deep part of yourself. But I really want to be able to incorporate, you know, songs from Ethiopia in my set as well. Right. Well, I was in Ethiopia in December last year, and I played a couple of times. I played like 4 times. I was really amazed by how positively people really responded. And I have to say, like, anytime there's any kind of press about me, like my email box is flooded and my Facebook is flooded with messages from Ethiopians from all over, including Ethiopia as well as the diaspora. And it's like, they're like, we're proud of you. We feel like you're representing us in a way that we've never been represented before. And we're proud of you and we love you, and keep doing what you're doing. And it's so moving. It's so incredibly moving. I'm just like humbled by the support that Ethiopians have given me.
Which one is one of your favorite songs?
Right now, maybe Walk Up, just because that song to me, which is actually not a love song, but is about moments of breaking through. Because I feel like that's kind of what is happening in my life right now. So it's like you write something, and then I find that I've grown. As I've grown, the song has grown with me, because that theme is such a relevant part of what I'm going through right now. And I'm so grateful, you know, this is a really great time for me.
Great. Your first night in New York, did you ever think about doing this?
Well, you know, I've wanted to play in New York for a long time, but was really waiting for the right moment. And my new album just came out, and so I was really thinking I need to come out to New York. And then I got introduced to Somi, who's an incredible Ugandan, Rwandan singer, and she has this series called New Africa Live. And the great thing about New Africa Live is that it's not just a concert, but it's a concept also. And the idea is to really challenge and expand the kind of music that we think that artists from Africa should be making. And so when she was like, yeah, you want to do New Africa Live? I was like, this is perfect. It could not have been a more perfect first show in New York.
Tell us about your new album.
Well, it came out on April 20th on Porto Franco Records, which is a San Francisco-based label. I've been living in San Francisco for the last 6 years, and I'm really so excited about how it turned out. It was produced by a man called Eric Moffat, who has been like a real musical collaborator with me for years. He also produced my first EP. And the album itself really brings together a whole community of musicians based in the Mission District of San Francisco. And so it has a kind of capturing of this time that I've spent in San Francisco, but then it's also really been such a breakthrough moment. It's been received so well, just both in San Francisco and California and
New York.
and beyond. It's really been received nationally in a way that I was not expecting. So I'm pretty thrilled about.
And when did this whole journey started?
Well, I always sang, but the journey is like really taking music more seriously and really realizing that it was my path. Started when I moved to San Francisco in 2004, and just has snowballed just so dramatically. Like every year has been blossoming. I was so excited.
Yeah.
This late.
But
But you know what I'm really looking forward to right now is writing more songs. Like I can't wait. I feel like I've been collecting inspiration in a way where it's just like, oh, it's about to come to the surface. And because a lot of this year has been about getting this album out. So it hasn't been as much about writing new music. So I'm ready to like sit down and just like let the songs come out.
nice. How long did it take you for this album to come out?
Well,
Put together?
it was we recorded in July of 2009 and did most of the recording in about 8 days. And we finished mixing and mastering it in November, and it was done by December. But then in terms of like the design and all that stuff, that takes a few more months. So we didn't have it in our hands until I think the very beginning of March.
So the NPR, right, review of you was absolutely amazing. I mean, that totally sold it to me, You were compared Johnny Mitchell meets East Africa, and a crossbreed of Nina Simone. Johnny Mitchell, my personal favorite, right, singer-songwriter. Nina Simone, I mean, I know all of her songs. How does that make you feel?
I feel like what it's saying more is when I look at that, I see it as those are the people that I look up to. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So it's more like that. And if I could be anything like those women, I would feel like I had satisfied. Where the sound of your step reminded me of the snow that winter before I left for good. And the knock that you knocked had an accidental rhythm, yeah. Oh, you asked me for tea and I knew you liked it sweet. I remember with 2 sugars. I am a happy baby to see you again. Again, again, The wrinkles when you smile are like rings upon a tree. You reminded me of plane rides, baby, of takeoffs and landings, and watching the earth from the sky.